Żeście powiedzieli, albo żeś powiedział. Jeżeli słyszysz Ukraina, to jakie jest twoje pierwsze skojarzenie?
Rosja.
Ukraina? Ja to tak się wiele nie interesuję, ale wiem, że nic dobrego wam nie wróci, jeżeli jesteście z Ukrainy. A władza teraz to was z powrotem do Rosji.
Sąsiad,
A kiedy słyszysz Niemcy?
sąsiad, tylko zachodni.
Sąsiad.
Naród robotny czysty.
Jak pan myśli, co Niemiec myślałby o Polsce, gdyby mieszkał tu przez rok?
I raczej nie za bardzo, może dobrze. Byłbym może trochę nie, z tą biurokracją bym miał problemy.
Może jakoś zmieniłby się jego wizerunek ze względu na to, że podobno, jak kiedyś czytałam, Niemcy niewiele wiedzą o Polsce, ponieważ niewiele się o niej uczą. I myślę, że więcej by się o tym dowiedział, no bo jednak zachodnie kraje postrzegają nas jako takie zamknięte i mało rozwinięte, jako pola z bocianami. No i może by jakoś to się zmieniło.
To już trudne pytanie. Ja mogę mu podpowiedzieć? Bałaganiarz.
A co myślałby Ukrainiec, gdyby tutaj mieszkał przez rok? Jak myślisz?
Drogi alkohol.
Co bym pomyślał? Że jest lepiej jak tam.
Dziękujemy.
Proszę bardzo.
Hi, Seva.
Hello.
Tell us, please, what is the first thing that you remember of your staying in Poland? Maybe some first impression when you came here.
Actually, I was really impressed by what I've seen because it was my first experience, volunteer service, and that was my first experience when I came and when I get to Poland and to Europe. Before that, I was just in Ukraine and in Russia, so that was completely different, and people also.
What about your best experience here in Poland?
About my best, I deal with the kids and children, youth, so that's why the best experience for me when I get results of my work, when I try to share my love, to share my feelings to kids, to pupils, and I get results when they smile at me, when I try to keep them amusing, like to have fun with them, and they like it and they really enjoy the time spending with me. So I think that the best one when you see that they're happy and you try to change the world in a better way. So and you really do this and you really realize it. So I think it's amazing when you feel satisfaction when you do something and you change something and you do your best. So that's awesome.
Za płytę z menuetem. Przepraszam ludzi na dworcach za sen o 5 rano. Daruj, szczuta nadziejo, że śmieję się czasem. Darujcie mi pustynię, że z łyżką wody nie biegnę.
Umrzeć. Tego nie robię się kotem. Bo co ma począć kot? Puste mieszkanie.
Maybe you have some favorite Polish word.
Yeah, I like the word oczywiście. I use it a lot of time and it's one of my favorite words, I think. And also I like the word nie zapominajcie because it was for a long time it was my longest Polish word when I started to learn Polish. Yeah. That are the markets, the typical markets in Poland with all the fresh vegetables and so on. And another thing, this very cheap traveling by train, so that is very cheap. It's also a thing I will miss, I think. And yeah, I think I will really miss the old people I'm visiting, but also maybe the children.
Gdzie jestem? O, najpierw jakieś krzyki, teraz jakaś przeprowadzka. Która jest godzina?
Zapomniałam powiedzieć, że Ala przyszła o 6 rano.
Das trifft sich ja wunderbar. Ich lade dich zur Vorstellung ein, Ada.
Mój synu! Der war vielleicht hart. Hi, Yura.
Hi, Masha.
What is your first thing you remember about being in Poland, or maybe some first impression?
I remember my 50-kilogram bag, how I was trying to take it to the 4th floor where we live, and my poor boss from the Museum Stutthof trying to help me. He was like dying. And he still remembers this. Every time I see him almost, he says, "But I remember this bag, I will never forget you."
Okay, what was the worst thing that happened to you here in Poland? Maybe you just was in the mood to pack your stuff and go back home.
It was definitely the winter, because it was like -17 at some point, and I was dying. I was just dying, because I was all the time at bus stops, and it was cold, and I was coming back home and just eating chocolate all the time. I was like, oh, let me go back to the south. But except for this, it's all good.
Okay, but still I'm pretty sure you will have some things to miss after leaving the Poland. So what will you miss the most?
My friends, of course, but also this nice apartment where we live, maybe, because my home in Ukraine is not even so good as this apartment. Yeah.
First thing I remember is that I was at the airport, and there was like, and I totally screwed, because there were like a group of people, and it was like 2 ladies and 1 boy, and at first I gave the hand to the boy, and of course it wasn't supposed to be like this, because we're in Poland and it's a gentleman, a man should be gentlemanlike, and so it was at first I was like, oh no, shit. But afterwards, like, everything was great, everything was friendly, and I really much liked it.
Okay, maybe you're gonna miss something from Poland when you come back home.
Oh yeah.
What will you miss?
A lot.
Like what?
Probably mostly the people in Poland are like totally spontaneous. It's just like, you meet them, you talk to them, and it's just like, it turns out to be, you can just go to party, or you can make a party just spontaneously. Because in Germany it's mostly like more planned, and here it's just spoko.